we can write, look at your screen, Columbus discovered America. In this sentence, the subject is Columbus and the object is America. And when we make this sentence passive, we make the object into the subject. And then we change the verb. So it becomes, America was discovered. Now we have to do something with Columbus. For this, we use by. By is called the agent. Who or what did the action? The by agent. So we can say, America was discovered by Columbus. Now let's practice. I will give you a sentence and you make it passive. Linda, you start. Your sentence is, the pharaohs built the pyramids 5,000 years ago.
The pyramids were built 5,000 years ago by the pharaohs.
Good job. Okay, Sylvia, the next one is for you. In the 19th century, a lot of people spoke French.
In the 19th century, French was spoken by a lot of people.
Great. Now, Alberto, one for you. Before 1900, people didn't know the dangers of bacteria.
Before 1900, the dangers of bacteria were not known.
Okay. And do we need to say by people?
I don't think so. Animals don't care.
Good. So we don't always use the agent, meaning the by part of the sentence, because it is not necessary or we don't know. All right, good job, everyone. Now it's time for Look and Listen to be heard by you.
Look and listen.
Thomas Edison invented the gramophone. The gramophone was invented by Thomas Edison. William Shakespeare wrote the play Macbeth around 1605. The play Macbeth was written around 1605. The play Macbeth was written by Shakespeare.
Read and repeat.
Now, let's have a look at present, past, and future. Let's take a look at this sentence. Last year, the government built a new railway line. Okay, last year, the government built a new railway line. Is this an active or a passive sentence, Alberto?
It's an active sentence because the government did the action.
Very good. It's an active sentence. Okay, is it about the past, the present, or the future, Sylvia?
It is a past sentence.
Exactly. Could you write a present sentence, Sylvia?
Okay. Every year, the government builds new railway lines.
Every year, the government builds new railway lines. Good. And how about a future one, Linda?
Next year, the government will build a new railway line.
Next year, the government will build a new railway line. All right. Now, let's make all of our sentences passive. Of course, we have to use different tenses for the passive. Sylvia, in your first sentence, what is the subject of the action? This first sentence.
The government, because they do the action.
Okay, and what is the object of the action?
The object of the action is a new railway line. So the passive sentence has to start with this.
Good. So a new railway line. Okay, for our passive sentence, we'll start with that. Alberto, could you put this sentence in the passive, please?
A new railway line was built by the government last year.
By the government last year. Okay, so our passive sentence is a new railway line was built by the government last year. Okay, can you put last year at the beginning?
Yes, of course. Last year, a new railway line was built by the government.
Yes, it's the same sentence. Good. Okay, what form is was?
It is past or to be.
And built?
It is past participle of build.
Past what?
Past participle.
Great. Now for the second sentence, will we use was, Linda?
Maybe we can use the present of to be.
All right. And what is the object of our sentence?
New railway lines are.
Okay, so we need to start with the object to make the passive sentence. New railway lines are. Do we need a past participle?
Yes, because we're making a passive sentence.
Okay, so
New railway lines are built by the government every year.
very good. By the government every year. Okay, this is our second passive sentence. Okay, new railway lines are built by the government every year. Okay, Sylvia, can you do the future sentence? It is very logical.
The future of was is will be, and the past participle is the same, built. So next year, a new railway line will be built by the government.
Good. Next year, we use our object as our subject, so a new railway line will be built by the government. Okay, our third passive sentence. Now let's review our work. Our first active sentence. Last year, the government built a new railway line in the past tense. Now we're changing it to a passive and it becomes a new railway line was built by the government last year. Our next active sentence in the present tense. Every year, the government builds new railway lines. Our active sentence is changed into the passive and becomes new railway lines are built by the government every year. Our third sentence is in the future. Active sentence is next year the government will build a new railway line. Changed into the passive, it becomes next year a new railway line will be built by the government. Okay, there is only one little problem left about the passive. Let's have a look at that. Take a look at your screen. Columbus spoke Italian, and Columbus sailed to America. Let's try to build passive sentences. Okay, Linda, what is the object in the first sentence?
What did Columbus speak? He spoke Italian. So Italian is the object. And so Italian was spoken by Columbus.
Nice one, Linda. Now, Alberto, what is the object of the second sentence?
What did Columbus sail? I think that sounds very strange.
Yes, can we ask, what did Columbus sail?
I don't think so. We had to ask where did Columbus sail? But what is the object then?
Is there an object in that sentence?
No, there isn't.
Okay, so Linda, can you start a passive sentence?
We start a passive sentence with the object of the sentence, but here there isn't an object, so we can't build a passive sentence.
Exactly. Can you think of another sentence without an object? Linda?
A lot of people read.
Okay, there is no object, that is true, but do we ever say that?
No, we usually say a lot of people read something, they read newspaper.
Right, and is there an object?
Yes, the newspaper is the object.
Good. So the verb to read usually has an object. We call it a transitive. Passives and objects and lots of information today. Okay, transitive verb. Okay, so the verb to read is a transitive verb because it usually has an object. Okay, Sylvia, can you give me a verb that never has an object?
To sleep, she sleeps a lot.
She sleeps a lot. Isn't a lot the object?
No, we don't ask what does she sleep. It doesn't make sense. But we ask how much does she sleep.
Exactly. So, no object. Alberto?
To rain, it's raining.
Okay, good. Linda?
To smile, she smiles a lot.
Okay, she smiles a lot. Good examples. Now, these verbs we call intransitive verbs because they don't have an object. So an intransitive verb doesn't have an object. Do these last three verbs have a passive form? Sleep, rain, smile.
I don't think so. There is no object.
Exactly. Okay, now let's turn our first sentence into the passive. So we had a lot of people read the newspaper. Okay, this is our active sentence. Sylvia?
The newspaper is read by a lot of people.
Very good. Our passive sentence is the newspaper is read by a lot of people. Okay, here are some more intransitive verbs for you to see. Take a look at your screen. Agree, happen, stay, die, sit, walk, sleep, snow, arrive, and fall. We will practice with these verbs in look and listen.
Look and listen.
I agree with my sister. Something terrible happened yesterday. I will stay here forever. She died last year. He is sitting on the chair.
Read and repeat.
Well, now you know a lot about the passive. Let's go back to the sentences we wrote about Columbus. Some of them have a passive form and others don't. Be careful, there is present, past, and future here. Take a look at your screen. Our active verbs. First sentence. Columbus discovered America. Passive sentence. Sylvia, please.
America was discovered by Columbus.
Good.